Hello, welcome to the Self-Learning Podcast by Dr. Sushma Singh. Let us start discussion on Unit 27, Gender and Social Stratification, and our topic is Status of Women. Generalizations are often made about the status of women according to the different modes of adoption, but these studies show that the great amount of diversity persists. To understand the gender stratification, the interlinkage of both ideology and participation in production must be understood. As Atkinson states, it is too facile to deny the significance of sexual stereotypes or to presume that women's influence in one context cancels out their degradation in another. Just as we know that the woman's status is not a unitary phenomena across cultures, we need to be reminded that the intracultural picture is equally complex. Socialist feminist scholars, however, maintain that patriarchy precedes class inequality. They clearly show that the new forms of subordination and gender asymmetry have superseded the old, leaving patriarchal control undisturbed. Industrial work privileged men who took control over the earnings and social power while leaving women as dependents. Leela Dubé, Enior Leacock, and the Shirley Erdner provide a cross-cultural perspective, focusing upon the insignificance and passivity of women and the primary of men in various societies. Leela Dubé observes that the making women invisible despite their obvious preference and effective visibility is the root cause of their low status in society. Equalities of gender can be explained by gender regimes, which is a cluster of practices ideological and material, which is in given social context, acts to construct various images of masculinity and femininity, and thereby to consolidate forms of gender inequality. According to Kabir, biology is gendered as well as sexed. Male and female are translated as men and women based on mutually exclusive traits of masculinity and femininity. Women are attached to a twofold stratification, that is, in relation to men and in relation to other women. Gender structures differentiate spheres of male-female inequality. Many egalitarian societies in the contemporary world are characterized by a division of labor, whereby men hunt and women gather. Freud outlines the four reasons for this division, that is, the variability in the supply of game, the different skills required for hunting and gathering, the incompatibility between carrying burdens and hunting, and the small size of semi-nomadic foraging population. Despite the common assumption that men hunt and the women gather, there is no sharp division of labor. The TV Australian Aborigines who live in Maleveli Island off the coast of northern Australia, both men and women hunt and gather. Women are considered economic assets and a source of wealth and prestige for men. Women acquire social status and can be politically influential. Godele suggests that the TV culture emphasizes the equality of men and women in society. Among the Acta Negrito of northeastern Luzon, the Philippines, women enjoy greater social and economic equality with their men compared to the TV of Australia. They make significant contribution to the daily food supply and also control the distribution of the food they acquire, sharing them with their families and trading them in the broader community. This challenges the widely held notion that in flourishing societies, pregnancy and child care are incompatible with hunting. They have developed methods of contraception and abortion to aid them in spacing their children. In horticultural societies in which cultivation and farming is required by the use of hand tool technology, women play important roles in production. Lipovsky points to gender egalitarianism among the horticultural and matrilineal people of the Pacific island of the Wanatani. He says that the prominent position of women in Wanatin exchange and other activities. Now let us wind up the session and take rest. Thank you very much for engagement of yourself with the self learning podcast.